Good morning. The only reason I'm out here walking is to get my mind off things. Yesterday I wasn't supposed to go for a walk because I'd had my tooth extraction, and you're not supposed to do, strenuous exercise. And because my 5 to 10K of walking is, somewhat strenuous, today I figured I'd be okay, and I do notice it, but it's fine. But I really felt I needed to get out. Because everyone is too far away for me to go see them, My sister and my nephew and all that bunch went to see my parents yesterday, have lunch with them, and then headed off to go to a barbecue somewhere in Georgetown that evening. And then today they were supposed to visit my aunt and uncle in Kingston for lunch, if all things worked out, before they headed home to Quebec, to Montreal, today. Well, I just got an email from my cousin to phone her, emergency. My uncle has had a heart attack, and she needed to get in touch with my sister and that bunch to, I presume, to keep them from coming because he's in the hospital and they're all, in shock. So I called her and talked to her, and that's all worked out. But now, I'm not usually a person who feels guilt. And I feel right now guilt would be very self-centered. It's a very self-centered thing if I were to feel guilt now. Because if I feel guilt now, then it's because I think I'm really important. I can cause these emotions, feelings in other people. And I really don't think, but maybe I'm wrong. So there's a person coming now that I'm going to pause until they pass by. Good morning. Have any luck fishing?
Haven't started yet.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully, though.
Yeah. It's a nice day, actually.
Definitely, I know. I was expecting it to be raining when I woke up.
Yeah. Fishing's good on cloudy days, isn't it?
That's what I hear.
Yeah, that's what I hear too.
It works out.
Yeah. Anyway. My aunt and uncle visited my parents last weekend, I guess. And I guess because my dad had let it slip in a conversation on the phone what had happened with me, which really got me bad, because I'm going to tell you about all this family stuff and you don't care, but whatever. Over the years, my family situation has been, my dad has a sister, and that's the family that lives in Kingston, who used to live in Montreal, just like we did. And that's the cousin that I was talking to this morning. And there's another cousin. But that family, which I love dearly, they're all wonderful. From my mother's perspective, they were always very tight-lipped with their information. They didn't share a lot of information. So you found out things after they'd happened, or not at all, or, you know, this was my mother's perspective. They're just a private family who don't care to share their troubles, which is what I'm like too. But that's not what my mother's like. She loves to share her troubles, and they're the most important troubles in the world, according to her, of course. So that family and our family were always at odds because of my mother's attitude. So it made me really angry that our troubles were suddenly broadcast to them. Well, my father is suffering from dementia to a certain extent, and of course he just lets anything slip, or he forgets, you know, whatever, that's him. So if he's talking to my uncle, then he's liable to say something, whereas my mother probably would not have. But anyway, so my aunt and uncle visited them last weekend, and apparently they were not very happy at the situation. But anyway, my sister and my nephew were going to visit them on the way home with the new baby and all this, which they hadn't seen, and it was all going to, as far as I knew, even though it wasn't discussed, they would discuss things with them, and it would smooth over, just like it had smoothed over with me and them. Now I don't know whether I'm the one who caused him to have a heart attack, or whether this man who has a number of heart attacks over the span of his life already just had another one. See what I mean? Yeah. So this is, you know, weighing on me. Oh. I really don't know. Really don't know. So after I got off the phone with my cousin, I was like, the same feeling as I had when I got off the phone with my sister that one time, you know, before she came and visited. The same feeling as I have every weekend when I go to visit my parents. My arms feel... Okay, so there you go. Now you know. But I'm going to walk it off like I always walk it off. That's the way I do it. So I chatted with my son this morning, just telling him what had happened, but not anything more. No, not anything more. Not my feelings of guilt. My massive feelings of guilt. Have a good weekend. This is the holiday, long weekend, civic holiday here in our area. In Toronto, it's Simcoe Day holiday. And in British Columbia, it's BC Day holiday weekend. But most of Ontario, it's just a civic holiday. It ain't no holiday at all. Maybe someday, but right now it's a civic holiday. So, happy civic holiday if you celebrate it. Oh gosh.